It's official. The Jaxson Dart era begins now. Brian Daboll and the New York Football Giants have made it official this afternoon, naming Jaxson Dart as the starting quarterback of the New York Football Giants going forward, starting this Sunday at home against the Los Angeles Chargers, the undefeated Los Angeles Chargers. We have months left in the season, and it will be debated every single week, every single performance, of whether or not it was time to pull the trigger. But the reality is, Russell Wilson brings a lot of leadership to the New York Football Giants. Russell Wilson is a great teammate. But what we witnessed in Dallas was a mirage. As much as myself and many others didn't want to believe it, it's a mirage. Anybody right now could go up and throw 400, 500 yards on the Dallas Cowboys secondary. Defense is trash. And unfortunately, under the lights in prime time in our home opener on Sunday night against the Chiefs, we witnessed what Russell Wilson has left. It's not a knock on him. It's just where we're at right now. And so people will make the argument, do you throw this kid out right now? Do you throw Jaxson Dart to the Wolves with all of this schedule left, with all of these tough games coming up for the New York Giants? And the answer is yes. You have now until January to figure out what you have in a rookie quarterback that you traded up into the first round, back in to get a first-round quarterback. You're going to find out what you have now. Because as we know, going into this season, we have the toughest schedule in the National Football League. So Jaxson Dart was not going to get game experience by coming into the game and handing off the ball 3 times and then coming back out of the game. He wasn't going to gain experience by Russell Wilson struggling at 37, 36, whatever years old he is. What he's going to get experience from is getting thrown to the Wolves right now. Getting that action right now. So by the end of January, by the time the season's over, you're going to know who Jaxson Dart is and what he's made of. There's a lot of hype, with good reason, around Jaxson Dart coming into the draft and now with the anticipation of becoming a starting quarterback in the National Football League. On Sunday night's game, Russell Wilson, every time he was taken out for a handoff, Jaxson Dart come in, the crowd was booing. The crowd did not want to see Russ come back into the game. Unfortunately, not his fault. It's just where we're at. But here's a reality check. Jaxson Dart is not going to be the savior of the New York Football Giants. He's not going to be the savior of Brian Daboll and whatever this regime has left. The New York Giants are still a very dysfunctional team on many different levels. So thinking that Jaxson Dart is going to come right on in and fix everything is not going to happen. But what it is going to do is give this team, the players in the locker room, and the fans in the stands a pulse, life, which we have been missing for quite a long time. Cam Scannaboo, when he touches the ball, can give it to us, but he can't touch the ball 50 times a game. Now was the time to pull the trigger and to insert the kid that can make something out of nothing. The reality is, a 22-year-old kid coming in to play in the National Football League has the weight of this franchise on his shoulders. He's got the weight of New York on his shoulders. The last thing that the fans can do now is when he goes through rookie struggles is to suddenly turn your back, right? And give him that same treatment that you've been giving Daniel Jones and others. Now is the time as a base. We made the move. We called for it. We asked for it. We got it. Now we have to live with it. And I want every bit of it. But now comes the fans' part. There will be highs. There will be lows. But if you're in, you're all in. Brian Daboll today pushed his chips to the middle of the table. He said, okay, I'm in. Jaxson Dart, starting quarterback. No looking back now. And they're going to talk about the schedule, about the teams he has to play. An undefeated Chargers team coming in home this week to make your debut. Tough shit. You got the Saints game on the road next week, who right now is the only team in the National Football League worse than the Giants. But then you got Philly at home, at Denver, and at Philly before you host the 49ers. It is a brutal stretch. And the best part is, Jaxson Dart has the mental makeup to take that schedule head on. He's the kind of kid that wants the challenge. He wanted it. We gave it to him. We're not asking or expecting miracles from Jaxson Dart. But what we're going to get is fire and life and a pulse on offense that we have desperately been needing. You've been waiting for a long time for a franchise quarterback of the New York Football Giants, and it starts this Sunday. We're going all in. Get behind it. Light it up, Dart. The new era starts now.